Hey you! Yeah, you scrolling right now. Do you like Dungeons & Dragons? Because I certainly do. In fact, I'm currently playing in a D&D campaign using the new 2024 rules, and somehow it's going great so far, meaning no one has died yet. So, since the campaign is still fresh in my mind, I figured why not tell you the story of our adventures so far. So, grab a drink, get comfy, and let me tell you the story of the Primal package. Before we begin, quick disclaimer, this story includes darker themes such as death, violence, war, and moral conflict. If that's not something you're comfortable with, now's a good time to click away. Alright, let's begin. Stories come in many forms. Some are ancient and some lost to time. Others are only just beginning. I could tell you an old story, a tale of how the Moonshae Isles was once a single vast continent, until Umberlee, the Sea Queen herself, sundered the lands in her fury. How the islands became fractured, isolated, and steeped in superstition. How fear led the people to worship Umberlee, not out of love, but survival. And how pleased by that fear she was, that Umberlee surrounded the Moonshae Isles in a magical fog, one that shipwrecks any vessel whose crew was not born of the Isles. A divine barrier, protecting the islands from the many powers that covets it. But that's an old story. Its details faded, its truth uncertain. So instead, by the blessings of Lathander, let us begin a new one. The year is 1484, DR, and the age of peace has shattered. Across Faerûn, blood and steel clash as war spreads like wildfire. Netherese forces, backed by the blessings of Shar, wage a relentless war against the world. But hope has not fully died, because like all times before, in times of trouble, heroes have risen. Names whispered in taverns and war camps alike say the names of the Hammer of Shadows and the Shadow Wolves. And while legends are forged in battles and untold conflicts, our stories begin somewhere far smaller. Arrival at the Moonshae Isles, a lone ship cuts through the dark waters. It sails towards the island of Alaron in the Moonshae Isles. Night has fallen and fog clothes thick around the vessel, swallowing sound and sight alike. Lanterns barely pierce the mist, and standing on the deck, silent, watchful, are 4 figures. As torchlight sweeps across them, the first thing you notice is a glint of gold. A tall Dragonborn, his scales polished, radiant even in the dim light. His amber eyes glow with a hunter's focus, sharp, patient, predatory. Black hair rises in a rigid mohawk. This is Malix, a ranger. And everything about him says he's always tracking something and looking for something to hunt. Next to him stands a dark-skinned human woman, her long curly blue hair shifting in the winds like ocean waves. Her eyes shimmer faintly with arcane power and ambition. She wears flowing blue robes trimmed with gold, and around her neck hangs a lapis gemstone carved with the holy symbol of Istisha, the primordial god of water. Her name is Zadil Skysong, a sorcerer paladin and once a powerful merchant of magical goods. At her side lingers a male elf, pale skin with green hair cut neatly to his neck. His green eyes rarely stop moving, daggers rest easy on his side, and a pouch of spell components hangs from his belt. He watches Zadil and the shadows around them with equal intensity. This is Wrendore Evanara, a rogue, and it's clear he's been guarding Zadil for a long time. Finally, slightly apart from the rest, stands a human man in worn armor bearing the symbol of Lathander. His black hair is short, his beard neatly kept, but his eyes are tired, haunted. His fingers constantly fitted with a simple wedding ring. He is Brother Burt, and whenever he's seen, it still follows him. The ship passed safely through the fog, thanks to the Moonshae-born sailors, and docks at the village of Warsbury. The moment the group steps onto the pier, they feel it. Eyes, watching, whispers. The Moonshae Isles are deeply superstitious, and Warsbury is mostly human. The Dragonborn earns weary glances, but the elf draws outright fear. There's an island not far from here, inhabited solely by elves who slaughter any outsiders who land on their shores. Fortunately, adventures aren't unheard of here, and the sailors keep their distance. Choosing safety in numbers, the 4 decided to travel together. As they walked, McMullen's eyes Brother Burt curiously. You know, he rumbles. Dragonborns don't grow beards. Before Burt can respond, Wrendore smirks, and with a flick of magic he casts a minor illusion. Suddenly, Magmalix is sporting a dignified goatee. Rain begins to fall. Remembering the sailor's word, the group rushes through the muddy streets until they find it, the Leaky Toad Inn. They barely make it inside before they're soaked. Warmth, firelight, and the smell of good food greets them as they take the table and order a meal. For the first time they really talk. Magmalix admits that he's searching for someone, although he doesn't say who. Zadil explains that she was once a powerful merchant dealing in magical items, but the war shattered her trade routes and stripped her of her wealth. Now she seeks to reclaim both her power and fortune. Wrendore reveals that he works with Zadil in acquiring those items, but he himself hunts a man named Dredge, who stole a cloak belonging to his family. Burt says little, only that he too is searching for someone. Before the silence can linger, the tavern door opens. An older man staggers in, rain-soaked and furious. White hair, white beards, and simple clothes worn. This is Brendan McLear, Mayor of Walsbury. Spotting the adventurers immediately, he approaches them with desperation in his eyes. He speaks of mountains of problems, missing people, bad omens, strange events, and places the blame squarely on a bard who, according to rumour, touched a unicorn sacred to the village. He demands the bard's death if the troubles aren't resolved. Wrendore stiffens. He knows the bard's name, a powerful family in arm. Killing him would bring consequences. The group negotiates a price and accepts one of the tasks, finding the missing druid who normally watches over the lands. Travelling north, they follow the mayor's directions until they find it. A destroyed carriage, a dead horse, its flank torn open, and a massive chunk eaten away. Root cellars dot the area half buried in the earth, and nearby stands a barn, its doors barred from the outside. They split up. Magmalix studies the tracks. He determines that it belongs to goblins and a warg. Brother Burt searches the root cellars, finding them ransacked, but not chaotically. This was organized. Zadil inspects the broken carriage while Wrendore keeps watch. Inside she spots 2 intact vials. As she reaches for them, Wrendore shouts, "Goblins!" They erupt from the hidden mounds. Combat explodes. Brother Burt raises his holy symbol, and a 30-foot wave of radiant divine energy burns through the goblins, their screams cut short by holy fire. Zadil grabs the vials and turns, only to be lunged at by a wolf. She swings her quarterstaff, striking at the teeth that snaps at her legs. Magmalix draws twin scimitars and becomes a blur of steel, cutting through goblins like a wheat before a scythe. Wrendore hurls magical flames, scorching one of the wolves mid-leap. When the dust settles, 2 goblins flee, but one bears Magmalix's hunter's mark. They regroup and stand in front of the barn in silence. The wooden doors are rough, splintered, old iron nails bent where something forced them shut from the outside. The rain has washed dark streaks down the planks, but it doesn't wash away the smell. It hits them the moment Magmalix pulls the door open. Not rot, not blood, burnt flesh. A thick, greasy stench rolls out like a physical thing, clinging to the back of the throat, coating the tongue. It smells wrong, like meat left too long on the fire, mixed with wet hay and smoke that never fully faded. The kind of smell that tells your instinct to run. Inside the barn is dim, too dim. The light from the outside spills in just enough to show the blackened shapes on the dirt floor. Bodies, or what's left of them. The hay is scorched into brittle mats fused to the ground with melted fat and ash. Some corpses are curled inwards, arms drawn tight to the chest, as if they were trying to protect themselves. Others are stretched out, fingers burnt to the bone, frozen in the final moments of reaching for help. In some places, skin has burnt away completely, revealing cracked skulls beneath, teeth bared in permanent agony. Brother Burt freezes, his breath catches as the smell overwhelms him. The warm glow of Lathander's symbol flickers faintly, and then steadies as he forces himself to look. His hands tighten around his wedding ring, knuckles wide. Zadil feels heat rise in her chest, not from magic, but rage. This wasn't a battle, this wasn't mercy. Whoever did this wanted them to suffer. Wrendore steps lightly, careful not to disturb the ash, but his boot crunches anyway. Burn. The sound echoes far too loud in the small space. His eyes narrow as he scans the wall. No scorch marks from the torches, no sign of fire spreading naturally. Magmatics kneels, ignoring the smell, eyes sharp. These people didn't burn accidentally. They were contained, trapped, and killed on purpose. As the rain continues to patter softly against the roof, one truth settles over the party like a funeral shroud. The missing druid did not simply vanish. It seems there is more at play. And that's where we're going to end today's tale. Yeah, burnt bodies in a barn. Classic first session energy, right? Our DM just loves us and totally isn't cursed. If you enjoyed this story and want to find out what happened to the druid and what's really going on in the Moonshae Isles, well, and if our party survives long enough to regret their life choices, then stick around. Next episode, things get weirder, deadlier, and slightly more on fire for some reason. If you like the story, consider leaving a like, as it helps the channel more than the cleric helps the party at 1 hit point. And if you want to keep following the adventures of Magmatics, Zadil, Wrendore, and Brother Burt, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Before we wrap this up, if you're interested in live streams that follow another adventuring party playing in the same world at the same time as this one, with the chances of crossover, go over to the channel that is linked in the description down below. Also, I'll be putting out future videos that will dive into the details that I skipped over in the story time, basically like world lore, background events, and explanations that didn't quite fit into the narrative flow. So if you like digging deeper into the world behind the story, there's plenty more to come. Anyways, thank you for listening. Until next time, may your dice roll high, your plans go better than mine, and Umbly not notice your ship. See you in the next one.